Well, we spoke about the impact of US inflation across the global market, but how will these cues impact our own markets? We have a research team joining in to tell you just that and to put things into perspective. We have Sonia, Vaishta and Nigel joining us now. Good morning, guys, and thanks a lot for joining us. Sonia, let me come across to you first. What is the market setup looking like today?
So, this morning, the SGX Nifty is under quite a bit of pressure. It's down almost about 300 points, indicating that the start will be well in the red. As we know, the US markets have been under pressure. The Dow was down almost 1,300 points. This is the weakest that we've seen on the Dow since June of 2020. The August CPI data, the inflation data, has shown that inflation has risen 8.3% year on year, despite a rise that we've seen in gas prices. And that has sparked fears that perhaps the US Fed could hike rates by more than 75 basis points in this September policy that kickstarts on the 20th of September. However, just also track what's happening in the world of commodities, because Brent crude has fallen to $93.2 a barrel after the bearish US economic data. But the important bit is that our own markets have been very resilient and every dip has gotten bought. So let's see if that is the case today as well. FIIs continue to buy in this market. They bought almost 2,000 crores in the cash markets yesterday. And this is the third straight day of 2,000 or more crores being bought by the FIIs. Together in the last 8 trading sessions, FIIs have bought almost 8,000 crores. The big question is, will the dips get bought? Remember, DIIs have sold. They continue to sell yesterday as well, about 1,268 crores. But this is the market that has a lot of momentum and is decoupled from global peers. So let's see if the dips get bought today. Back to you.
Oh, yes. OK, so we'll watch out for that. Sonia, thank you so much for that. But of course, a lot of stocks will be in focus as well. Market, of course, remains the primary focus today. But Vaishta, take it away.
Hi, Sonal. Thanks for that. Well, the first stock is KC International, wherein they have won a new order of approximately 1,100 crores, which is across the transmission and distribution, railways, oil and gas business. The next stock is Hatsun Agro, wherein there's going to be a board meeting on the 19th of September to consider a fundraise via the rights issue. Next is JSW Steel, wherein the company collaborates with SMS Group, which is a German company, in decarbonization drive, investing 10,000 crores to reduce the carbon emissions. And the last stock is Bharat Forge, wherein the subsidiary Kalyani Powertrain and the commercial EV company Harbinger Motors has announced a JV to develop electrified dive trains for the commercial trucking industry.
All right, Vaishta, thank you so much. All these stocks will be in focus today. And finally, Nigel is joining in with all the cues from the F&O space. Hey, Nigel, morning.
Well, morning, Sonal. First up, in terms of the flows, the FI flows, they continue around 2,000 crores per day, which is encouraging. The problem is on the DII side. That net sell number has been moving up from 700, 800. Yesterday, got close to around 1,200 crores odd. And that was the highest net sell number we have seen from the DIIs in the last 1 month or so, to be precise. August 19th. Now, moving to the F&O action, yesterday it appeared there was big short covering, and that's precisely what happened. Big short covering is what we saw. Close to 25,000 contracts were covered on the short side by the FIs, and now the short positioning has moved to around 65%. Remember, just in the past week, it was at around 80% or even more than that. In the previous session, it was 75%. Now that's come down to around 65%. If you're looking at the FI, short minus long positioning, well, now they have close to net short, close to 35,000 contracts on the short side. Remember, a week or so ago, it was close to around 85,000 contracts odd. The point that we're making is a lot of that short covering has already played out. What's encouraging, though, is that put writing continues. In an uptrending market, you like put writing, to continue, and that's precisely what's happened. So yesterday as well, more than 40,000 put contracts were written. Today, it's a test of those put writers. If you see some big unwinding out there, then maybe, in fact, the Nifty wants to correct a little bit more, maybe go down to around that 17,500 odd mark. But yesterday, the 18,000 put was very active. There was writing out there. Let's see, keep an eye on that, whether or not there is some big unwinding out there. The PCR as well is moving towards the upper end of the band to around 1.4 odd. So how do you approach trade today? The bulls will like to defend that 17,650 to around 17,700 mark. Remember, the 20 DMA comes bang in that line. So that's the crucial mark on the downside. If that holds, the bulls will still feel that they are in the game. The resistance will be yesterday's high around that 18,100 odd mark. The dip comes in early this morning. First hour low, track it. If you can buy that and keep a strict stop loss, maybe, in fact, you'll make some money. Back to you.